United States Secretary of State, Mr. Anthony Blinken, honored a Kingston Public Hospital nurse, Sister Antonia Richards-Stewart, for outstanding work on the COVID-19 frontline. She joins us this morning, along with Mr. Jason Fraser, the country representative for the USAID, which is the U.S. Agency for International Development, to speak on the United States government's continued support to Jamaica in areas of health, education, and security. Welcome to you both to Smile Jamaica. Hope you're well.
Thank you very much.
It's our pleasure, and congrats, Madam. Really good work. But they usually say ladies first, but Sir Jason, I'm going to start with you. Tell us what we're talking about here. Explain how this happened, please.
Well, first of all, just thank you for having me on this program and having Nurse Antonia Richards-Stewart on the program as well. This is a great story. This is something that really inspires so many people who are on the front lines of COVID-19. We, the U.S. government, USAID in particular, have been supporting the Jamaican government on a number of interventions as it relates to COVID-19 and supporting nurses and doctors and the health system generally. And when Secretary Blinken was at an international conference on COVID-19, he asked for unique stories as it related to some of the frontline workers who were working on this issue. And he asked from stories from all over the world. And so we submitted this story. My able communications director, Kim Weller, sought out this story and had brought it into the Secretary of State's attention. And it was remarkable that this story got picked up. But it just shows you that the dedication of Nurse Antonia Richards-Stewart in this case, because so many stories were brought in from around the world, but this was the one that was chosen to be highlighted by Secretary Blinken.
Yeah, nurse. Wow, what a story. When everybody else is saying, no, I'm going to lock up at home from COVID-19, you ran head first. You were volunteering to work on the wards with COVID-19 patients. Why?
Delia, thanks for having me. I love my job. I just honestly love my job. And I mean, when you take on the career path of being a nurse, you have to be fearless. You can't be afraid. You can't be running away from tasks. You just have to do your job. And that's what I did.
But I have to say, though, nurse, this was a little bit beyond the job. This was a little bit beyond the job. Didn't you have any kind of fear? Because even now, COVID-19 has so many questions more than answers. Didn't you have any kind of, weren't you fearful? Tell me.
Of course I was fearful. I was very fearful. I mean, I'm human like everybody else, but I don't allow fear to overcome me. I have a praying family. I'm a praying person. So I just kept on praying. My family's praying, church family's praying, and you just have to go out there and just do your job. I am afraid like everybody else, but I don't allow the fear to drive me crazy or drive me out of my job. I control my fear, and I just do my work with a lot of support and team effort.
Oh, that's fantastic. Sir Jason, you said a couple of times about Nurse's story. In a nutshell, how did you find out about this story and why exactly was this particular nurse chosen?
Well, I think, as we were canvassing the various, places where we have interventions, and Kingston Public Hospital was one of those places, you were pointed in the direction, I think, by other staff at Kingston Public Hospital in the direction of Nurse Antonia Richards-Stewart. And I also like to give a shout out to the team there, along with Dr. Natalie Wiley at the Kingston Public Hospital. And Nurse Antonia Richards-Stewart is actually the face of many superheroes, as I call them, and superheroines, not only working in Jamaica, but throughout the world. And we see this day in and day out of people risking their health and their lives, actually, and sometimes even the lives of their family. And I mentioned this before, and Nurse Antonia didn't mention, but she was actually pregnant during the time that she was caring for some of these patients, a full 9 months. And that's a remarkable thing to do, because so many people, in that situation would not have continued. But she did, because of her dedication to her job. And I just want to, congratulate her for having the baby girl, and also for continuing to work. So, we were, once we found the story, and I can't say I did, my team here did, once we found the story, we decided to go with it, and to really highlight what Jamaican healthcare professionals are doing every single day on the front lines, helping people with COVID-19, when at the beginning, back in March of 2020 and onward, a lot of people were too afraid to do so. And I think Nurse Antonia Richards-Stewart really exemplifies, that excellence that we want to highlight and publicize.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Isn't it, Nurse? Many people do their jobs. And I mean, it sounds like to you, you're saying, I was just doing my job. But how did you feel when you heard that you're being recognized, not just here in Jamaica, but by the U.S.?
Boy, I can't explain the feeling there. I was overwhelmed. I just kept on laughing. I'm a laughing person. I ran to my husband and said, honey, you can't believe what happened. And, we got all the clips and we were going through them, and it was just magnificent. It was just magnificent.
Yeah.
I'm happy that, someone agrees with everything that we're doing and agreed with what I said.
Yep. We're heading to news, Mommy Nurse. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Say hi to the family. Stay safe. And I thank you for your service. I've said before what Sir Jason said, that I thank you for risking your life to save ours. And you've done, continue to do an amazing job. So say hi to your colleagues. Stay safe. And just look after yourself. God bless you both. Sir Jason, thanks for being with us this morning, and thank you for what your group has done.
Thank you, Delio.
Yep. Antonia Richards-Stewart, registered mommy nurse at the Kingston Public Hospital, and Mr. Jason Fraser, the country representative for USAID, which is the U.S. Agency for International Development.
Yeah, and they've actually provided US $2 million in COVID-19 assistance, by the way, to Jamaica so far. Still to come, we're going to explore finding your truth. But first, here's the second edition of News in 5.